Hey, you're watching part 2 of a however many chapters of the new Life is Strange game there are. So if you want to know what I'm going to be talking about, or what you might be missing, go check out part 1 because I talk about what happened in chapter 1. This is going to be chapter 2. So yeah, on to the review of chapter 2. Hey everyone, Too Late Reviews here. So I just got done playing chapter 2, and in this chapter, like I always say, big spoiler warning for these chapters. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have to repeat myself if you keep watching these. So in this chapter, you go to your brother's wake, and Alex starts to feel the emotions of everybody because Mac says that he didn't get the call. And of course, Ryan, being Gabe's best friend, gets pissed off at him, and then he gets pissed off saying like, oh, well, you caught the rope, and it's too much for Alex to take, so she goes upstairs. Now, after that, Steph comes up, and Steph is actually a previous character from Life is Strange Before the Storm. Not a big character. I think you spend like maybe 2 seconds with her in like the first time when you go to Blackwell Academy, and she's playing D&D with this other guy. I actually played D&D. It's actually really fun. But anyway, so she comes up and she expresses how her and Gabe were pretty close, and Gabe was pretty close with everyone. So then Steph starts to feel really sad because she sees this bottle that says Foosball Champion. And then it triggers a, emotional response, and Alex picks up on it and notices that it was something to do with, Steph was thinking about leaving Haven to go, I think, to Colorado, or maybe Denver. It was either Colorado or Denver. I'm probably mixing up the two because I think Alex came from Colorado. I don't remember. So don't hate me if I can't remember. Okay? I pay attention to a lot of stuff, but when it's something from a previous chapter, I'm gonna fucking forget it because it's something from a previous chapter, unless it's like something really important. But anyway, so you solve it by playing foosball with her, and honestly, that was pretty fun. I found that pretty fun. It was really actually fun because I was actually having like a lot of fun playing the foosball because I was just kind of like, oh, this is cool. And then when Steph started to actually try, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta try now. And it was just too much for my brain to handle because the ball kept going everywhere, and it was, I would use a controller, so I can't exactly, I feel bad for the person that has to use it on a fucking keyboard. Can you imagine? Oh shit. PC players, if you're watching this, I am sorry. But anyway, so then after that, she says that like, hey, I don't know how you knew how I was feeling, but thank you. And I don't know how you knew how that was going to cheer me up, but thank you. And you're like, oh, no problem. So then you go downstairs, and then you talk to Jed, and Jed's a really, he's a sweet guy. I love him. He's a sweet guy. Got a nice beard. Very nice beard. Bushy beard. It's the kind of beard I wish to grow someday, but I can't because I'm cursed. But anyway. So he tells you, like, hey, so-and-so I think it was, Charlotte wants to talk to you, and, like, hey, if you need to go stop, actually, no, I can't remember, but someone needed to talk to you. He's like, stop by the dispense. Oh, no, you're gonna go talk to Mac, and then they were like, oh, well, like, Jed was like, oh, well, if you're gonna go talk to Mac, like, stop by the dispensary, kind of chill out, and yeah, they have a pod store, trying to find that. Look, I'm terrible at finding stuff. Like, if I have to look for something, I'll be wandering around for, like, fucking 20 minutes. And I was wandering around, and I'd had, like, a couple drinks, and I'm kind of little tipsy, so I'm like, yo, where the fuck the kush at? I want to go get some kush. Come on, where's the kush? I want to put myself in a kush coma. And, yeah, that didn't. I did find it, and I talked to her, and then you have to either give her the decision, like, help her make the decision of, oh, do you tell her to sign the papers from Typhon saying, like, hey, give me this money and I won't say shit, because Typhon is like, we're the people that, that was our bomb site, and, fucking died on our fucking watch and shit. And the one girl is, you know, and I thought she was nice, and then she just walks off. You're like, I don't know, something off about her. So then you talk to Charlotte and you tell her, like, hey, you know, like, don't sign those papers because that's, you know, letting them know that they're winning. Don't fucking do it. Fight the power. But anyway, so then she talks about Ethan, and Ethan's taking it pretty hard. Like, he's shutting her out, and that's not good. That's never good. But then, you know, you exit, and then you're trying to find Mac, and then I went into the flower shop, because that's where Mac was supposed to be. And then Eleanor's there, and she is, like, you know, you ask her, like, oh, where's Mac? And then she's like, oh, I don't know, he was helping me earlier. And then she has a bit of a dementia moment, and you help her figure out what she was doing. She was getting lilies for Gabe's funeral, or wake. And she had actually forgotten about Gabe's wake and didn't go. Now, you either have the choice of not telling her or telling her. That was a hard decision for me to make, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what to do. This is the thing I love about these games, is literally when I play them, I try to make whatever decision I think best, because, you know, you try to get the good ending. I don't know how to get the good ending, so I'm winging it as I go. But I ended up saying, like, oh, no, it was for Gabe's wake today. And then she ends up crying and saying, like, I'm so sorry I missed it. I'm just like, it's okay. You're fine. But then you find Mac at the bridge, and he is saying, like, oh, you know, so-and-so. And then you read his thoughts, and he's like, oh, everybody thinks I did it. So then you talk to Riley, and you prod her about it. And she tells you that, like, oh, you know, Mac's acting suspicious. And he asked me to leave town with them. So then you go and you talk to Mac, you confront him about that, and then it comes out that Typhon is telling him to keep it quiet about what happened. Like, say, like, oh, you didn't get the call. You didn't get the call. And he feels like everybody's watching him. He feels like, you know, like everybody's like, oh, you're a murderer. And he ends up having a panic attack. And then you get your second big decision, which is, do I help him, or do I just say fuck you and leave? I helped him because he was having a panic attack, and you know what? He sounded genuine in what he was saying, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna believe you. So I help him, and he calmed down, and then you end up going to go talk to Ryan, and you tell him about your superpowers, and you say, like, oh, well, Gabe used to know, now he's dead, so now you know. And then afterwards, you end up having, not at the funeral, but you end up throwing a lantern into the sky, and I'm not gonna lie, that part made me tear up a little bit. And then you see the girl that walked out and was trying to give, I can't remember her name, but you see her, and she's like got this scared emotion, and then I'm like, all right, something up with you. I gotta find out what the fuck's going on with you. So that's probably what's gonna happen in chapter 3. So that was chapter 2. This video's been a little longer than the last one, so if I had to rate it, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. You know, my expectations, you know, I was like, all right, I want to know what's going on, and now I'm even more intrigued, because I'm like, all right, there's some shady shit going on here. They're paying people to try and keep quiet, so something's fucking going on. So I'm excited. I'm excited to play the next chapter. I'm probably going to play it in the, you know, like next 5 minutes after it takes me to edit this. Yeah, that's why I'm making the video now, because I just actually got done playing chapter 2. So yeah, we're gonna keep playing. We're gonna see how the rest of the story pans out. So I'm Two-Layer Reviews, TLR, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Life is Strange. Bye. Hey everyone, if you want to stay up to date on all the videos I'm going to be making in the near future, then hit that little subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when I upload. So then you can be like, oh my god, TLR uploaded a new video! This is the greatest day of my life! And then after that you can watch the video and be like, man, what a piece of shit. Nah, I'm kidding. Half kidding. But yeah, just hit that bell icon to be notified about my newest videos and subscribe. So I'm going to make a lot more content, because this is a good fucking game. So, see ya!